Hello, and welcome to Tech Latest by Nikkei Asia, where we bring you the freshest updates from the technology sector in Asia. Every episode, one of our reporters from the region will be filling us in on the tech news on their radar, from semiconductors in China, to space travel in Japan, to startups in Indonesia. From Nikkei Asia's Tokyo headquarters, I'm Alice French. In this episode, my colleague Jada Nagumo is talking to Tokyo correspondent Ryohtaroh Satoh about Japan's antitrust actions against tech titan Google. Hi, Ryohtaroh. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Jada. Thanks for inviting me.
So I wanted to talk to you about Google today. The tech giant's facing some major issues in Japan recently and is being accused of unfair activities. Can you give us a rundown for our listeners who may not know much?
Sure. This is a little complicated, so I'll try to make it simple. The Japanese antitrust watchdog is saying that Google may have forced the Japanese search engine Yahoo to change their agreements and block the Japanese company from providing its own search-linked mobile ads by restricting access to Google-related technology. This could be potentially unfair treatment by the American company, as the third-party websites had to rely on only Google's system to provide any search-linked ads.
I see. So Japan's Fair Trade Commission has basically claimed that Google has been abusing its dominant position in online advertising. Google has agreed with the FTC finding and submitted a plan, right?
Yes, but to be clear, the FTC has not determined the move by Google to be unlawful. This is a special procedure by the FTC to make the process faster. But simply put, FTC will drop any investigation on this case in the condition that Google will promise that it will not happen again. Google will also have to conduct regular inspections inviting outside experts and report annually to the FTC for 3 years. And by this, Google avoided any potential fines or any further potential punishments by the regulatory body.
Okay, so in another blow to Google, there was news recently that a group of Japanese doctors filed a civil lawsuit against the company too, this time involving comments, right?
Yes, a group of Japanese doctors filed a civil lawsuit against Google, demanding damage for what they claim are baseless negative reviews on its platforms such as Google Maps. And it's not only Google that's facing these allegations. There are also lawsuits against Facebook operators by scam victims that it didn't do enough to screen fake advertisements, which used fake messages or images of famous Japanese figures to lure the Facebook user to send money to an unrelated account.
I see. So U.S. tech giants, known collectively as GAFAM, which includes like Amazon, Alphabet, etc., have been facing crackdowns in the U.S. and Europe, and now Japan, as their dominance is seen as obstructing free competition. But do you think these sorts of stringent regulations will affect how companies like Google conduct their business? And will it actually give chances to other rivals or upcoming startups to expand their market share?
I think that's the hope, that it's unlikely that these sort of measures will seriously affect the business model of these big tech companies anytime soon. Market share for search ads such as smartphone OSs are so much dominated by these American companies that it will be still difficult for newcomers to secure a significant share in the market, even with the Tokyo or the regulators' measures. Tokyo and the ruling LDP is aiming to submit a new draft in the current session of the Diet to regulate smartphone OSs, which are dominated by Google and Apple. Regulators are trying to ban unfair treatment by these platforms, such as blocking users from using third-party app stores on their smartphones. But this draft will still be targeted to smartphone OSs and app stores and search engines. And Tokyo is trying to take a sort of a modest approach compared to the European Union, as Tokyo is currently inviting big tech companies and emerging AI startups like the OpenAI to invest in the company, and would likely want to balance its regulation so that the tech company will still want to invest in Japan.
I see. Thanks so much, Ryohtaroh, for that rundown and for joining us today. I hope to talk with you again soon.
Thank you.
That's all for this episode. You can read more of Ryohtaroh's reporting, along with a host of other stories about Asia's tech industry, on Nikkei Asia's website, asia.nikkei.com. And if you like what you hear, why not subscribe to our weekly Tech Asia newsletter, which will be delivered to your inbox every Thursday? There's a link to sign up in the show notes. And whilst we've still got you, if you're enjoying Tech Latest and would like to support us, please do give us a follow on whichever podcast platform you use. We also really appreciate any reviews you can leave, as these help new listeners to find our episodes. And we'll be taking a break for Japan's Golden Week holiday next week, but we'll be back with a new episode on Tuesday the 14th of May. Thank you for listening, and check back in next time for more updates on the tech trends that matter.